Howdy folks, Brother Jim reporting here. More good news. Representative Liz Cheney says government plot against Trump sounds like a coup and could well be treason. What do you have here, folks? You have the switch from attacking President Trump to impeaching him for Russian collusion, fake hoax, investigation. Obstruction of justice is their last but least thing they're trying to do now. Obstruction of justice over a fake investigation? Well, that would be actually justice, wouldn't it? Yes, it would. But there wasn't any obstruction of justice anyway. So now you have a switch over to attacking the investigators who all attacked Trump. And you see it getting larger and larger and larger and being and actually told to the people. The people are wakening up now. The last Trump. Representative Liz Cheney, a Republican of, I think that is Wyoming, daughter of former Vice President Dick Cheney, was attacked by several deep state actors on Sunday after she said on ABC's This Week that plot against President Trump by high-level law enforcement officials, Obama, sounds an awful lot like a coup, and it could well be treason. Cheney, in a member of the GOP House leadership, serving as a Republican conference chair, the third-ranking position. Cheney was interviewed by ABC's Martha Raddatz, who asked her about the relationship between President Trump and Speaker Pelosi. Cheney said the bad blood between the two exhibited last week stemmed from the Democrats' frustration that the Mueller report did not give them what they wanted to impeach Trump. When Raddatz brought up Trump retweeting a video of Pelosi stammering at a press conference, Cheney did not take the bait and instead brought up the plot against Trump, employing the words coup and treason. Don't you just love it?
Refusing to do any of the things we were elected to do, and instead continuing these attacks and partisan investigations, partisan issuance of subpoenas.
And the president attacks back. Is that the right thing to do?
Look, I think that, what we have seen, if you look at
retweeting these videos that
I think what is really crucially important to remember here is that you had Strzok and Page, who were in charge of launching this investigation, and they were saying things like, we must stop this president. We need an insurance policy against this president. That, in my view, when you have people that are in the highest echelons of the law enforcement of this nation saying things like that, that sounds an awful lot like a coup.
I think she's talking about Brennan right now, isn't she? John Brennan.
And it could well be treason. And I think that we need to know more. We need to know what was Jim Comey's role in all of this. These people reported to him. Andy McCabe reported to him. What was Comey's role in that? And that is what the Attorney General is going to be focused on.
Let me talk
But let me push my propaganda a little bit
about this, because you saw what the president did with Attorney General Barr.
Well, let me push
he
my
said
propaganda.
He could declassify all this intelligence. Do you worry that sources and methods might be revealed? Do you have any?
No, you're worried because all the leftists are going to be exposed. It's not secret information that is going to endanger our security.
Problems with him.
Stop with your propaganda.
Saying declassify this intelligence, even though he won't give the Mueller report and unredacted Mueller report to Congress.
Look, first of all, the Mueller report has been delivered.
And that's a lie again right there. He has given the unredacted Mueller report. The only thing that's redacted is the people on the jury, the grand jury. The people that they don't want them doxxed. It's a big fat lie.
To Congress, every single piece of it that could be within the law, the amount that's been redacted that's available for key officials in Congress to see, the amount that's been redacted is something like less than 2%. So it has been turned over. Secondly, I have complete confidence in Attorney General Barr in terms of this decision that he's going to make. And thirdly, as I said before, he has to have the ability to look at what happened. Think about what happened. Think about the fact that we had people that are at the highest levels of our law enforcement in this nation saying that they were going to stop a duly elected president of the United States, saying they needed an insurance policy against him. That is something that simply cannot happen. We have to have confidence in our law enforcement, and the Attorney General has got to get to the bottom of what happened, how it was that those people were allowed to misuse and abuse their power that way.
Well, Liz Cheney is definitely a far not the same apple that dropped from the tree of Dick Cheney. I love this woman. Intelligent, nice looking, and knows what's going on. Just like the Japanese people who love Trump in Japan right now. They know what's going on. So does Shinzo Abe, the president. They know what's going on. They know. And how come they love Trump so much even though Trump has put trade tariffs on Japan? Because it's called reality check. We want fairness now. We're tired of bending over and having you do me from behind. We're sick of it. Sorry for the analogy, but that's basically what's been going on in the trade. But nobody wants to tell the truth on that. Raditz in her rhetoric. Pete Buttigieg is calling what he witnessed in Washington this week between President Trump and Nancy Pelosi a horror show. What horror show? The fact that Pelosi can't speak without moving her hands all the time and mumbling and bumbling and doesn't know what she's saying anymore? What's your reaction to this back and forth, Cheney? You know what I see? Okay, well, you already heard it. So, anyway, great news. The truth is coming out. There's a saying about barking dogs. If you throw a rock into a pack of dogs, the one that holla is the one you hit. Looks like Cheney hit a bunch of dogs. Fired by President Trump, former U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York, Preet Bharara, elected officials keep making casual, ignorant, idiotic accusations of treason. Trump does it. Just saw Liz Cheney do it. Read the Constitution and knock it the hell off. Preet Bharara, another Muslim propaganda machine appointed by Obama. Walter Shaw, former director of the Office of Government Ethics, the accusations are anti-American because they reflect the viewpoint that the president is the state. The mob shouting treason has no interest in the Constitution. They are sheep in search of an authoritarian leader, and their language tells you how far they're willing to go. Nothing but propaganda. Preet Bharara, a Muslim, I forgot, federal judge, I think it is, federal judge or federal lawyer for Obama that Trump fired. And now he just keeps going up. Why? Because all the Muslims hate Trump, of course. Because he's pro-Israel, pro-Jewish, anti-Islam, anti-Muslim Sharia law. He's not anti-Muslim, but he's anti in their radical, crazy cult, the death cult of the world. Former CIA operative John Cipher says, "Bull, you had a mid-level person writing a personal message mention that he didn't like Trump. Do you think nobody else in the FBI wrote personal messages that they didn't like Hillary? You are spouting dangerous nonsense and using charged language designed to scare people." NBC's Ken Delanian. Dear Liz Cheney, here is a fact check on treason by one of the best reporters in the business and a Wyoming native, but you already know this because you are smart and well-read, so why use the term? Sorry, I guess all the dogs have barked. And they don't like it, do they? From This Week ABC, we had people that are at the highest levels of our law enforcement saying that they were going to stop a duly elected president of the United States. Just basically reiterating what Liz Cheney said. There are sure to be more howls heard later today and this week. Note, typo. Democrat Wyoming in lead, or in, I guess that's a typo, has been corrected to Republican in Wyoming, but will still show when the article is tweeted. My apologies. Thank you for listening. Now, folks, You know what I think of medicinal marijuana from the THC psychedelic side of it, but the facts are cannabis industry has been unleashed by our president when he signed into law the 2018 Farm Bill legalizing medicinal marijuana into federal law. President Trump realizes the benefits of medicinal marijuana and its need to be researched at the federal level. So this has opened all kinds of sides of the industry to be explored as this industry continues to grow at a phenomenal rate. The fact is, cannabis industry is a very lucrative industry. The fact is, people are abandoning their wine tours for cannabis tours in America now. Cannabis is here to stay, and it's only getting bigger by the day. Cannabis has many medicinal effects on the CBD non-psychedelic side of it. So whether your investment be growing it or buying into the stocks of cannabis, it is a win-win situation. As this industry continues to explode, please check out the long informational video posted in the link down below, where John Boehner, former Speaker of the House, is speaking about it. He's all in on it. Whether you are for smoking it or for the non-psychedelic CBD side of it, that is your choice what you do with it. You can't pass up this chance to take advantage of this informational offer on how to make a bundle of money on a medicinal plant that was created by God and on the face of the earth for our benefit, but was outlawed for several years.